welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the most dope shonen series out there that everyone forgot, MÄR, Marchen Awakens romance. Now before we get started, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's get it. MÄR was created by Nobuyuki Anzai. The manga was first published in Weekly Shonen Sunday magazine on January 7, 2003 and ran until July 5, 2006. The anime adaptation of MÄR was produced by Synergy SP and first aired on April 3, 2005 on TV Tokyo until March 25, 2007, consisting of 4 seasons totaling 102 episodes. So, let's get into the story. One day, Ginta falls asleep at his desk and gets teased by his classmates at school. His friend Koyuki asks him about his dream and suddenly a magic circle appears, summoning a gatekeeper. Ginta and Koyuki are the only ones who can see it. The gatekeeper allows only one person to pass and warns against danger if more try. So Ginta decides to go alone, promising Koyuki he'll return with more stories. He enters the world of fairy tales through the portal, and the gatekeeper and the door vanish. Ginta enters the fantasy world, and his eyesight and strength miraculously improve. He meets Dorothy the Witch, who introduces him to arms, powerful magical artifacts. Ginta accompanies Dorothy to retrieve an arm from a cave where they encounter guardians and defeat them. Ginta obtains a talking arm named Babo. Eventually, 2 goons named Mock and Chap steal Babo, and Ginta rescues him and they become partners. They then face off against werewolves, and with the help of a farm boy named Jack, they defeat the creatures. Jack decides to join Ginta and Babo on their adventure. They learn about the chess pieces, a group threatening MÄR Heaven, the magical world that they're currently in. They then meet Alvis, who reveals that he summoned Ginta to fight against the chess pieces. Initially skeptical of Ginta's abilities, Alvis, however, warms up to him and believes in his potential. Ginta and Jack encountered Edward, a dog who reveals that the Princess of Lestave, Snow, has frozen herself to protect her kingdom. Ginta, Jack, and their new allies attempt to rescue her, but are halted by 2 chess pieces named Ian and Loco. However, Alan, a powerful being sealed within Edward, intervenes and saves them all from certain death. Alan then initiates a training session for Ginta, Jack, Dorothy, and Snow inside the Gate of Training. Though only 3 days pass in the outside world, they experience intense training for 180 days. This training prepares them for the upcoming challenges they will face in their quest to protect MÄR Heaven. During their training session inside the Gate of Training, the chess pieces launch a full-scale attack on MÄR Heaven, seizing control over a significant portion of the world. Emerging from their training, Ginta, Jack, Alvis, and Dorothy showcase their newfound strength as they face off against Ian and Guido, emerging unscathed. Their journey leads them to the Hild continent, where they encounter Chief Nanashi and his band of Luberians. Initially mistaking them for chess pieces, afterward, Nanashi is quick to befriend Ginta and his companions, eventually joining Team MÄR. Together they head to Vestry, a town under siege by the chess pieces, and engage in a fierce battle to protect the innocent. In the depths of a cave, Ginta befriends Tom and defeats the chess piece Guillaume, harnessing the power of Babo version 3, Gargoyle. With each victory, Team MÄR grows stronger, ready to face the challenges that lie ahead, leading them to the War Games. As they prepare to participate in the War Games, a grand battle between the chess pieces and the Cross Guard, Ginta and his friends face preliminary rounds and emerge as the chosen few to compete. With the War Games on the horizon, Team MÄR hones their skills, for the fate of MÄR Heaven hangs in the balance. Now the War Games begin, and Ginta, the fearless captain, steps into the ring with Garen, the hulking opponent who seriously underestimates Ginta's power. However, Ginta unleashes Babo's forms like a boss, and even though Garen packs a punch, Ginta doesn't back down. It's like a clash of titans, with Ginta landing blow after blow, and just when things get intense, Ginta taps into his final form, Gargoyle, and takes down Garen with style. After this fight, Ginta finally discovers the truth about his father's fate, that his father Dana was the previous person from his world to be sent to MÄR Heaven, and the hero of the last War Games who died fighting Phantom. This makes him emotional, but he finds solace with his friend's support. Round 2 kicks in, and Ginta's team returns from intense training to celebrate. Ginta spills the beans about his father, boosting the team's morale and inspiring everyone to win. The fight starts between the Ice Princess and Mr. Hook on a volcanic battlefield. The heat is on, and Snow struggles, but Ginta rushes to her side like a knight in shining armor. He lifts her up and promises to protect her and carries her away. The next match is Ginta's own fight against Kanachi, and things get freaky with a time-based curse. However, Ginta unleashes the power of Babo's Alice form and breaks free from the curse. He defeats Kanachi, but not before they exchange some intense words. Round 4 begins and Ginta's team faces tough opponents, but they manage to emerge victorious. Ginta's rematch against Giram is like a whirlwind of fury, and he comes out on top. Dorothy takes a beating, but shows her badass skills and uncovers the truth about Diana. As the battle takes a break, Dorothy suggests a trip to Chaldea, and Ginta jumps at the chance. Following their trip, the 5th round of the War Games begins. Ginta's buddy Jack steps into the ring against Candace. Jack pulls off a nifty move with his bean shield and everyone's jaw drops, but Candace is no pushover either. She summons her powerful guardian arm, and it looks like Jack is about to lose. Ginta and the gang start panicking, worried about him, but in the nick of time, Jack unleashes his new guardian, Mehitos, to save the day. The match ends in a draw, and Jack gets some well-deserved praise. Next up, it's Ginta's turn to face off against Ash. But before the battle even begins, Ash starts disassembling his own body. He separates his torso, limbs, and almost all body parts. Ginta and Babo are surprised by this unexpected move, and they run for their lives while Ash's body parts chase after them. Eventually, Ash reforms his body and the real fight begins. Ginta gives it his all, but Ash proves to be a tough opponent with his split parts ability. It's a mind-bending battle of blows and counterattacks. Ash even summons his guardian, Death, and things get intense. But Ginta doesn't back down. He unleashes the power of Gargoyle and shows Ash what he's made of. In the end, Ginta emerges victorious, and Ash finally realizes the true strength and determination of Ginta. With the 5th round behind them, Ginta and the gang gear up for the 6th round. To Ginta's dismay, Snow gets kidnapped, but before he can rescue her, he has to face off against Ian. It turns out, Ian has a bone to pick with Ginta for his involvement in Guido's punishment. Ginta fights back with all his might and defeats Ian. In the end, Ian decides to quit the chess pieces and chart his own path. Finally, Team MÄR faces off against Phantom and his team, and Ginta is determined to take down the big bad Phantom himself. They all dive into intense training in Garia's training gates, honing their skills and getting ready for the ultimate showdown. Round 7, the final showdown of the War Games starts. Ginta and his team are on fire, defeating one knight after the other. Jack avenges his father, Alvis gets his rematch, Dorothy shows her true strength, Alan unleashes his full power, and Inashi gets some sweet revenge in there. But the climax is yet to come as Ginta faces off against none other than the main antagonist himself, Phantom. The battle between Ginta and Phantom is a spectacle to behold. Blows are exchanged, powers clash, and the intensity is off the charts. It's an all-out brawl between the hero and the ultimate villain, but in the end, Ginta pulls out all the stops and delivers a crushing blow with Babo. Phantom is then defeated, and Team MÄR emerges victorious as the winners of the War Games. But the story doesn't end there. After the War Games, the gang, another foe. Dorothy and Alvis fight against Roland and Candace, while Ginta and Alan storm Lastava Castle to rescue Snow, who has been kidnapped by the chess pieces. They encounter Snow's childhood caretaker, Magical Lou, who turns out to be working under the Queen's orders. It's a tough battle, but in the end, Magical Lou sets Snow free and apologizes. However, things take a dark turn when Alvis falls under Phantom's control due to his zombie tattoo. Team MÄR has no choice but to fight their friend to save him. The battles keep coming with encounters against the Ghost Chess and the Flat Sisters. Ginta, Jack, and the gang show off their skills, unleashing powerful guardian arms, but which pushes them to their limits. Finally, they face off against Capel Meister, a formidable opponent with his ghost arm powers. It's a battle of wills and strength, with Ginta and his allies refusing to let their friends be sacrificed for power. The fight is fierce, and the fate of MÄR Heaven hangs in the balance. But with their determination and teamwork, Ginta and his friends emerge victorious once again. As they prepare to leave Poltagian Island, Snow falls under the influence of a charm placed by Diana, leaving her in a trance. In her unconscious state, she attempts to use hypnosis on Babo to erase his memories and take him away from Ginta. However, Ginta and his companions manage to stop her, although Snow remains unconscious. To find a way to awaken Snow, Ginta and Dorothy utilize a psychic machine in Kapellmeister's castle laboratory. They connect Ginta's mind with Snow's comatose state, delving into her subconscious. Inside Snow's mind, Ginta discovers her overwhelming feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and jealousy towards his friend Koyuki. He witnesses Snow's projections of memories involving himself and Koyuki growing up in Tokyo. Snow reveals to Ginta that her dreams were actually Koyuki's memories and vice versa, as their minds are connected. Snow yearned for the close bond Ginta shared with Koyuki, desiring a similar relationship with him. However, she felt she could never truly be like Koyuki no matter how hard she tried. Ginta persists and reaches out to Snow despite her initial resistance, and she attacks him with all of her arms. But Ginta effortlessly deflects them and reaches her side. Snow breaks down in tears and Ginta consoles her, assuring her that she is Snow, his invaluable teammate. Although Snow is taken aback by his warmth, she feels it was unfair. The two wake up from their respective states, but Snow seems to have no recollection of what transpired, believing she merely collapsed from exhaustion. Alan provided her with a new ribbon bow to replace the one she lost, and Snow asks Ginta if it's crooked. Surprisingly, Ginta sheds sorrowful tears but reassures her that everything is fine, concealing the truth he discovered about the two girls. Upon returning to Lastava Castle, the king, harboring ill intentions, decides to take action against Team MÄR and their allies. In a suit of knight armor, the king quickly dispatches Alan. Ginta and Dorothy embark on a mission to free Chaldea's elder from the influence of an arm, while the rest of Team MÄR regroups with Paino, who reveals that her brother and father were also killed by the king. Nanashi, Snow, and Alvis attempt to resist the king, but tragically Nanashi and Snow are slain by him, although they manage to aid Alvis in escaping. Ian, Guido, and Ash return, and with their arrival, Ginta, Dorothy, and Alvis learn of the king and queen's plan to conquer Ginta's world. The three friends strive to oppose the king, but Ash loses his life, and Ian and Guido promise to care for his children. Alvis becomes the next to confront King, and during their battle, the king reveals his true identity as Donna, the hero of the previous war games, and Ginta's father, then killing Alvis. Ginta and Dorothy eventually return to Lastava Castle, where Dorothy faces off against her own sister, Diana, emerging victorious. However, the king arrives and eliminates the weakened Dorothy shortly after Diana's demise. Ginta engages in a final showdown with him. In the midst of their confrontation, Ginta makes the shocking discovery that his father's soul has been residing within Babo all along, while the Chaldea's orb resided within Dana's body. After removing the Chaldea's orb from Dana, it assumes its true form and threatens Earth. In a final effort, Ginta utilizes Babo's gargoyle form, and with the combined power of the people of MÄR Heaven, delivers a devastating blow to Chaldea's orb, obliterating it forever. As a result, Alan, Garen, Lino, Nanashi, Dorothy, Ash, Fugi, and Alvis are all revived. Ginta, accompanied by his father's soul, returns to his own world. There, his father reunites with his wife, and Ginta is reunited with Koyuki, who is now merged with Snow to create one single soul, allowing both girls to be with Ginta forever, saving both their worlds, and that is the end of MÄR. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss another video, and until next time, peace!